I recently went to one of Jordan Peterson's talks. It was very deep, very intriguing, and I'm sure you'll find the findings I found very interesting. So let's take a look into it together. My name is Kanchefu, and today we're going to look at Jordan Peterson. He's a psychologist, a professor, and is commonly known for what people may describe as abnormal mindset, attitude, way of thinking, to put it in simple terms. But with that contrast, it has enabled others to feel as if they are heard, have a voice, and have a path to go down. So let's take a look together. Now in this talk, Jordan Peterson referred to many biblical references and also reality, beginning with the chosen ones are the ones who wrestle with God. When I first heard this, I was quite intrigued that the ones who enable themselves to go on a path to reach a goal are the ones who wrestle with God, are the ones that go through the most triumph, are the ones that deal with it all in terms of hardship, in terms of adaptability, flexibility, absorption of knowledge, of sometimes failing about getting up. If you look at God being omniscient, omnipresent, and omnibenevolent, He's everywhere at all times, all-knowing and all-loving. So you wrestle with everything that is to be and ever was. But in that wrestle, you are the one who gets stronger, who gets better, and who eventually reaches your goal, the chosen ones. He then says, wrestle with intention, emphasizing my point. In what way can this journey, this path you're about to take, help you reach where you want to be? Along the lines of the Bible, he describes faith is not superstition. When you get married, that's a step of faith. You're stepping into the unknown, hoping that it will benefit you. If that's the truth, right, that faith is a superstition, we always are acting in faith or out of faith. What else is there? There's, for instance, going to a particular university, going to a particular job, embarking on your own business, your own career, embarking into the gym, eating healthier. There's so many acts of faith that we may not even realize that we're taking a part of, but we do them. But veering off from the biblical side for a moment, another vital part of this talk was your emotional stability is affected by your environment. If the way we feel and the things we feel is affected by the outside, what is happening in our outside? What is out there that's penetrating our mind and our thoughts and those feelings? That's something to think about, right? That's something that's quite eye-opening because now it gives you almost a relief that, oh, it isn't you. It's your responsibility to figure it out, your responsibility to compile that knowledge together and think of a way to help yourself. But it doesn't stem from who you are. Maybe the things around you are trying to control you into thinking that it is you. Along those lines, he mentions make your goal unite your life. And I love that. I think that's such a powerful thing to emphasize that with any goal you have, whether it's get fitter, whether it's making a certain amount a month, whether that's purchasing a house, whether that's working with a certain person, whatever your goal is, make it unite your life. And that really emphasizes, by going for this goal, I need to take these certain actions. When I take these certain actions, I need to behave a certain way, I need to dress a certain way, I need to speak a certain way, act a certain way. When I act like that, I'm a better citizen, I'm better to my wife, my partner, I'm also better to my kids. I'm also better to the people outside who I'm going to see on the street. That leads a better life. That unites your life because now you're not only developing yourself to reach this goal, to attain this outcome. You're actually developing your whole life. You're developing all the different areas so that they unite for you, which in return unites yourself to feel more accomplished. Another thing he said, movies reflect a part of who you are. That's why they're so sentimental. That's why we connect. That's why we cry. That's why we laugh, and that's why we get scared. Because there's aspects within watching somebody reenact that deep desire you have, whether that's to be fast, or whether that's to be smart, or whether that's to be a crime solver, or whether that's to anticipate a jump scare. There's something within that is within us that creates that relation. So if you think about that, what recent movie have you watched that reflects a part of you? And do you see it now? Do you see why you have that favorite movie? Or do you see why you hate that other movie? Along the lines of movies, Jordan Peterson referenced how, but before that, make sure you've subscribed. Stories make it easier to perceive the world. Now that's something quite profound. By understanding the world in stories, it makes it easier for us to digest, to gain a grasp, and to also evaluate what it means to us. For instance, we've got kids' books. Kids' books help them understand A for apple, B for banana, create that correlation between learning the alphabet and learning what this object is. Growing up to a teenager, you get books that have drawings of human figures taking actions, and that creates a perception, oh, at this teenage age, they relate their actions to what this book is doing and they feel connected in that sense, understanding the world more. Growing up to a young adult, learning about other aspects of life such as organisms, such as business, such as finance. whatever it may be, that helps us relate and understand that level of life. And going on and learning different subjects helps us understand life better. And when it comes to the news, when it comes to social media, those stories are determined by a group of people with their agenda. So that in itself creates disruption in what is truth, what is real and what is fake. So if stories make it easier to perceive the world, what stories are you listening to and how are they playing effects in your life? A lovely aspect Jordan Peterson referred to was you have to figure out how to treat people. Because ultimately, this world has 7+ billion people within it. You can step outside right now and see a group of people, individually or in a group. Being able to navigate that environment, that circumstance, whether close-knit in a restaurant or spread out in a park, for instance, that can benefit you in different ways. For instance, if you have a goal to earn a certain amount, and you know that amount is usually associated with this group of people, the affluent areas of London, then by knowing how to treat them, using the right type of language, using the right type of persuasion, that is going to benefit you. In a different scenario, talking to children, if you're working with children out of school, knowing how the children think, knowing how they talk, do the training for it, of course, do training and learning more about them, that can benefit you there. So you have to figure out how to treat people. And this relates to another thing. Pick what you tune into all the time. Now, tuning ultimately makes me think of a TV show or a YouTube video. What am I watching? What am I scrolling onto? But it's different aspects of tuning. The thoughts I have, what thoughts am I repeatedly looking at throughout the day? What feelings do I feel throughout the day? And am I consciously thinking of those? Or are they just coming unconsciously out of nowhere or from somewhere that I'm not too sure about? Pick what you tune into all the time. Of course, you cannot determine every single thought, feeling, emotion that you feel daily, but choose the one you want to be attached with today and for the rest of your day, so you act in that accordance. And now more of a philosophical outlook. He says this: everybody has their favorite realm of sin. Now, just that one sentence can be unpicked. Everybody has their favorite. There's a particular area, okay? Realm. Realm is like an open space. It's like, for instance, this room. If it was just a white blank room, this could be a realm, for instance, of sin, of mischief, of bad behavior. Now, if everybody has their favorite realm of sin, what is yours? What is that doing for you? Where is it taking you? Why is it there? And what is happening to you within that place? It's a deep and personal thing to think about. But are you going to think about it? Are you going to neglect it? Or are you just going to continue like nothing's happening? Now along those lines, he references 2 major points. You are enough of a problem to deal with. And also, you have no idea how better the world would be if you're better on yourself. I think those 2 statements don't need any explanation, but for you just to take them in. Now, following on from that, he mentions this: to master what's with your own grip first. And that means the thing that bothers you is your thing. It's your destiny. It's your strength and where you're meant to be. It bothers you enough to care about it. That's why it's there. That's why it happens. And that easily falls in line with the biblical reference of Adam and Eve, where they lived in paradise. And as Jordan Peterson dissected it, paradise is a walled garden. What? How can paradise, where the place of everything is beautiful, is exactly how you would always want it, be a walled garden? And that in itself makes me think of so much on how we want and we desire. But if paradise is in an allocated area, do we need all that to create that? Or can we create it right now and then only allow what is meant to be within? A few more things he mentioned were, maybe what's better than comfort is the adventure of life. Break down your big crisis into smaller ones to attack. Prepare for the worst but hold on to the best. And most importantly, take no more hell than necessary. And that essentially concludes Jordan Peterson's thinking. I'm sure there's something you can relate to that. I'm sure there's something you found fascinating. Even more so, from that whole talk, it deepened my knowledge, it expanded my thinking, and it also made me, and I hope it also did the same for you. If nothing else was impactful in this video, be sure to take away this. Create a vision that you find compelling. Simple as that. That's the step forward I encourage you to take. And that's where we're going to leave it. My name is Kanchefu. Have a good day, morning, night, or evening for wherever you're in the world watching this. If you enjoyed today's video, subscribe and share this video with someone who you think will like Jordan Peterson, or you already know who does like Jordan Peterson. And also feel free to like the video. My name is Kanchefu once more, and I'll see you next week for our discussion.